This is where you can call home. The David Green College Show.
With UGA quarterback legend David Green.
On Sports Radio 92.9, The Game.
Mark Owens, David Green, live at Shula's 347 Grill for the David Green College Show. Just off Linux Road in the Marriott Buckhead. Complimentary valet. You could self-park if you wanted to, but why would you? Complimentary valet. Hanging out in the Shula's Lounge right now, the oversized bar, plenty of flat screens TV. Got a little bit of a happy hour crowd coming in already. So come and join us. And again, they've got the opportunity for you to live like a legend on the patio every weekend. And it looks like on Saturday may have some rain coming in, but it's still going to be warm. Well, half the patio is covered too. So great opportunities to hang out, get away, put your feet up, enjoy a legendary weekend here at Shula's 347 Grill. So we're talking about spring games, not just in Athens, but all over the country in the SEC. Do you, as a fan, is it an opportunity for you to really go evaluate the team, or do you just go to tailgate and drink a beer and hang out, catch up with your tailgating buddies? Willie from the 478 says, I go to Athens to pick up some Tri-Deltas at the 40-watt after the game. My man. Logan Booker joining us here on the David Green College Show. And Logan, let's ask you, you were on the sidelines for the G-Day game. What did you think? Faton Bauta or Bryce Ramsey? Who did you like?
Hey, guys. How are you guys this afternoon?
Good, man. Real good, Logan.
Between the two, I think Bauta definitely had the better showing. He went out there. He was the only quarterback you may have noticed that was in a full live contact jersey. So it was pretty much inviting him to be hit while he was out there. And you mentioned Bryce Ramsey. He was actually probably one of the most unimpressive, unfortunately, people at G-Day. And I think he was 1 for 7 through an interception. But for some reason, when Ramsey had the ball, they kept dialing up the long ball. And they were just late in the game, and they were just kind of messing around at that point. But if you had given the choice between Bauta and Ramsey, I think Bauta may have solidified himself as the number 2 out here in Athens on G-Day.
What about Hudson Mason? Do you think, Logan Booker, do you think he's ready to lead this team? He's set out. He's waited. It's his time. Is he prepared?
I absolutely do. I was just listening to you and David talk about him. You guys couldn't be any more correct about him. I think he was the big winner of G-Day, and that's exactly who the fans wanted to see as the winner of G-Day. He threw 18 for 27, threw a touchdown, no interceptions. And the key stat there was the 0 interceptions. Over the 3 spring scrimmages that Georgia held this year, he didn't throw a single one of them. So, like David was just touching on, he's been here for 4 years, going into his 5th. He knows the system, and he's not going to step out there and be an Aaron Murray right away. Aaron Murray was special, guys. So, but as far as running this game, and like you just said, he talked about after Georgia Tech put the ball in Todd Gurley's chest, and he's capable of doing so. And I think they're not going to miss too much at the quarterback position.
Talking to Logan Booker on the WadeFord.com hotline. Sports Radio 92.9 in the game. David Green College Show. Mark Owens, David Green.
Logan, let me get your thoughts on the receivers. Obviously, with Malcolm Mitchell being out, Justin Scott Wesley being out, it's giving other guys like Reggie Davis, Jonathan Rump that really come out this spring and show what they can do. What have your thoughts been on both those guys this spring?
Well, they both look phenomenal, to be honest with you. I get to go out and see the first 15, 20 minutes of practice every day here in Athens, and we don't get to see much as far as, scheming and whatnot, but when it comes to catching the ball, both of them are as good as it gets right now. Reggie Davis specifically has impressed me the most about just improving from where he was last year. It seems like every day I'd go out there, I'd see him make some sort of, arms extended, sprinting over the middle catch that you'd expect, an upperclassman to make, and he's going into his sophomore year. Jonathan Rump, you mentioned too, he's got the size, he's got the athletic ability to play on any team in college football. We're just waiting for that breakout moment. He had, hamstring issues the entire season last year, but I think he's ready to go. We're hearing the right things from him, his coaches, and his teammates. And if he can make come around and get healthy, he might be one of the best weapons Hudson Mason has going with him. On top of the guys that we're not seeing this spring. Malcolm Mitchell's out, Justin Scott Wesley's out. We haven't seen Jay Rome. He's recovering from a foot injury. So the weapons are there. And if these two can get rolling, then it's almost scary to see the weapons that Hudson has to pass around once he gets the running game running.
The rumor coming in that they went through it with a much faster-paced offense, a lot of no huddle, something we haven't seen a whole lot in the past from UGA. Did you see this? Did it work? Did it not work?
Yeah, we certainly did, and that's one thing that Bobo's been talking to us a lot this spring is that they are going to go a lot more up-tempo, a lot more no huddle, and I think you saw that a lot with Aaron Murray, but there seemed to be a whole lot of checkdowns at the line, a lot of analysis going in. But Hudson, he seems more the type to step up to the line, see what he has, and just roll it. and just go. And I think we saw that a lot on G-Day. He came out there and snapped the ball, and like I said, 27 attempts. He was running quick, and I think Gurley only saw the ball 6 times, so they were very pass-happy. Let's get Hudson used to this up-tempo offense. I think it worked for him.
Talking to Logan Booker, follow him on Twitter at LoganBooker_BI with beat writers for Bulldog Illustrated.
Now, Logan, let's talk secondary. That's the big thing that I think everybody in spring was wondering. How is the secondary going to come together? What are your thoughts? A lot of people have been talking about Shaq Wiggins. He really sounded like he had a pretty good spring. What about J.J. Green and the other safeties?
Yeah, I think just what you said, J.J. Green has looked phenomenal back there. It was a big surprise, at least to myself, when Mark Rich announced beginning of spring that J.J. Green would no longer be a running back and he was going to go back over to the secondary. It's a position he's played a lot down at Camden County. He played in that system down there, did very well with it. We recruited him, or UGA recruited him as an athlete. He was not even supposed to be a running back when he got here. So the ability is there. He's looked super sharp all spring long. I think he had a pretty decent G-Day game. And as far as, analyzing that secondary, Jeremy Pruitt is known to be a secondary coach. So these guys are under a very, very good watch to get that transition coming. But one thing that Pruitt made very clear this spring was he wanted every one of these guys in the secondary to learn every single position out there. So we would go out there, a couple times a week, and the first thing we do is pull out our notepads and start jotting down depth chart and who's playing on what team, this and that. But we talked to the players afterwards, and they let us know kind of, hey, don't worry about where we are at a certain day. We're all learning this. We're gonna get everybody down so everybody can plug in whenever needed. But as far as what we saw on G-Day, I was pleased with it. I thought that they handled the receivers. Chris Conley's a weapon to deal with out there, and I watched Shaq run with Chris Conley quite a bit, and he seemed to, be on his shoulder the whole time they were running around. So I think they're young. I think they have the potential to be great. It's just going to be interesting to watch how long it takes them to get to that step.
Cool. Hey, Logan Booker, man, thanks, man. We're up against it. Follow him online on Twitter at LoganBooker_BI. Thanks so much for joining us here on the WadeForward.com hotline. Logan Booker, beat writer for Bulldog Illustrated on the Dave Green College Show.